So today I'm doing a reading on what message you need to hear most right now. And I have 3 piles. There's pile 1, 2, and 3. Take a minute to get in touch with your intuition and to feel which pile you're most drawn to. And then we'll get started with pile 1. So, I also have these 3 messages over here, and I have no idea which one's which. I like to see how well it matches up once we get there. And that's going to be yours. So we have a change in thought. As I sit and ponder life, my mind is filled with chaos and strife. Taking time to find the peace allows the clamoring thoughts to cease. I see myself in a new light, one that fills me with new fight. Release the old to let in new. Thoughts I think are like glue. Negative thinking keeps me stuck in the past. Positive thinking can work pretty fast. Rewiring my mind to think in new ways, filling my inner child with bright new praise. So there's a need for this pile to be able to really just take some time to yourself to delve within and to understand what's causing you to be overthinking some situation and how you can release the constant overthinking on a situation. Being able to really just redirect your thoughts when you start analyzing whatever situation it is repeatedly in your mind. Remember to pull your thoughts back to center. Remember to pull your energy back and to find that quiet within yourself and that peace within your thoughts. We can do a lot more about a situation when we aren't constantly consumed by it, when we let it go and allow the answers to come in. Because the answers can only come in once you find that quiet within yourself. When I accept the love of the universe as my primary teacher, I will always be guided back to the light. My faith has the power to turn trauma into healing, conflict into growth, and fear into love. We have the shark and the camel. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles, the Sun, the Emperor, the Page of Pentacles, the Ace of Wands, and Temperance. You know, somebody might be waiting for some sort of message to come in from someone else, and being able to just work on yourself and be patient with the process that it takes. There will be clarity coming to you, some new perspectives that you may not have seen before. And we'll get back to this section here in a minute. I'm going to go ahead and read Shark and Camel from the book. Shark. Directness, exposure, revealing true nature and desire. The shark is only dangerous when we don't acknowledge it. This card indicates that something big needs to be exposed. It's lurking in the depths and creating tension. Shark energy takes over us when we are hesitant to be honest about our feelings, to be totally ourselves, or to say what we really want. It may be tempting to continue pretending like nothing is wrong, but when shark energy is at play, we feel its presence encircling us. When in balance, intriguing, captivating, and mysterious. When out of balance, sneaky or destructive. To bring into balance, radical honesty. So, in order to clear your thoughts too. There may be a need to really express something, but take the time to understand what that is before you express it. Sometimes when we got something bottled up like that, it can come out and just spew all over everyone around us when that really wasn't our intention. Ugh. My pages don't want to turn today. So for camel, we have resourceful, independent, knows oneself. The camel can handle absolutely anything as it carries a wealth of nourishment within. This wondrous creature is self-reliant and handles challenges with ease. Even in the face of excessive heat, judgment, or anger, the camel searches inside for the cool elixir of water to calm the situation. Kind of resembles the temperance card. The camel represents the ultimate form of bringing opposites into balance, fire and water, being responsible for one's own actions. The camel is a wonderful traveler, and it is especially fond of trips to faraway lands. When in balance, calm, content, sparkle in the eye. When out of balance, dehydrated, lacks vitality. And to bring into balance, a pilgrimage. And I'm still kind of questioning exactly what that means, because every time I think of pilgrimage, I think of like back in the dark ages when people went on raids and things like that. So I think it's more of like a spiritual journey or taking a trip somewhere that means a lot to you. So believing in your deep connection to the earth and everything around you, and trusting in yourself to find balance is a big part of this as well. Trusting in yourself to be able to temper your passions and your emotions, kind of like a blacksmith when they were making tools in a whatever that's called, their forge. In order to make the best tools, they had to go through a rigorous tempering process of heating it and cooling it and heating it and cooling it and back and forth between the two. And it took a lot of work, it took a lot of determination, it took a lot of being in and out of the hot and cold and moving back and forth between the two extremes in order to get this amazing weapon out of it. And it's the same thing with your mind and with your mental health. And in order to get to a place where you're able to stop overthinking things and stop focusing on the details and nitpicking things, it takes a constant rewiring of the brain. It takes changing your thought patterns by, when you start to go into that overthinking process, stopping yourself and saying, okay, I really don't need to be constantly focusing on this. I have other things to worry about. I'll worry about this and I'll come back to this later, and the answers will come to me in the meantime, as they're meant to. This is a really big opportunity for you to learn and to grow, to gain knowledge of stability. And the seeds have already been planted for you to be able to have this growth. There's some form of abundance or some form of offer or some sort of new beginning of stability and grounding. There may also be an offer of commitment from someone else in your life as well. Some sort of message coming in. And that might be what you're constantly thinking about, but it's telling you to just be patient and have faith and trust that all of the hard work that you have put in to bring yourself into this state of temperance and peace is going to pay off. You may be awakening to a lot of new thoughts and ideas right now, and to a lot of new perspectives of and truths and understandings of what other people are going through around you, as well as yourself. And this could also be a new adventure or a new passionate beginning coming into play as well. You know, following your passions and planting this new seed so that you can grow something. Stepping into your power and really being able to be stable and strong, nurturing the growth within yourself, and accepting and nurturing the masculine energy within yourself, the leader within yourself, the person who takes charge, and the person who looks after others and protects others and does the best thing for all people involved, because they don't just have themselves to think of, they have their kingdom and their, you know, their empire. And if there is a person coming towards you to offer some sort of commitment, it may take a while, but they're going to be coming to you in this more mature, strong, and stable energy. Somebody who can think and communicate well as has mature emotions and stability. Somebody who also understands what they want and is able to grow and to adapt along the way. And if not, disregard that, and you're this person, and you really shouldn't have any problem having this new growth and being able to awaken to new perspectives and understandings of how to go about balancing your passions and your emotions and bringing a peace to them and bringing a peace to your thoughts. So that's what I have for this pile. I really hope you enjoyed this reading. Feel free to comment below. I'd love to hear if it resonated or not, and if you have any ideas for a video you'd like to hear. Thank you again. Have a beautiful day or night wherever you're at, whenever you're watching. And we're on to pile 2. So we have these messages over here, and I didn't pick one at the beginning because I wanted to pick it as I was going. And we're going to do this one for you. I like to see how much they match up as we go along. Go with the flow. Moving forward, glancing back, feels like I'm stagnant on this track. Moving forward is sometimes slow, learning to work with the ebb and flow. Release control and let it be, let the journey set you free. No more worries about the time, things can shift on a dime. Accept the changes coming your way, learn to work as you play. No burnout working towards the goal, know you are already whole. So in this reading, there's a really big need to be able to have faith and trust in the plan. Being able to believe your dreams can come true, but to release your expectations on the outcome and how it's going to come about, because it may not come about exactly as you're imagining it. But you've put in a lot of work and effort towards your goals, and it will pay off in some manner. Thank you, universe, for helping me to see beyond the limits of fear. Thank you for expanding my perceptions so that I can see what is of the highest good. Yeah, being able to leave behind any anxieties, fears, or doubts about, feeling like what you're doing isn't going to pay off. Don't think like that. Think that it is going to pay off because you're putting in all this work. Why wouldn't it pay off, right? But it also doesn't mean that it's going to come in exactly as you expect. So there's also a need to release the outcome and to release what you think should be happening, and to just pray for the highest good for everyone involved in the situation. I surrender to a power greater than me. And just being able to surrender, surrender and trust. Surrender and trust in the process, and trust in the path, trust in everything happening as it's supposed to. And there's a reason for why it may be taking as long as it is. You don't want it to come when it isn't ready, do you? And that's kind of what it is it takes time to get everything lined up the way it's supposed to be, to have your wishes come true or your prayers be answered. We have the Dragon, which is a spirit card. And we have the Cobra, fire. And we have the High Priestess, which is once again about trusting your intuition and believing in the messages you're receiving, the synchronicities you're receiving, believing in your connection to the universe. And there may be a lot going on behind the scenes that you aren't seeing fully. But you know deep down that what is real and what isn't. And to trust in that, to have faith and belief, and to just wait patiently for the outcome, or for whatever situation to move forward. Three of Pentacles, Four of Swords, Three of Swords, Ten of Wands, and the Hierophant. So, taking the time to bring your thoughts to peace and taking the time out for self-care will help you to end this cycle of burden. There may have been some sort of heartbreak that happened in this situation. You may have went through some sort of heartbreak, or you may be really worried and afraid of heartbreak in this situation if you allow yourself to believe in it. But this is saying that through rest, reflection, and meditation, you can gain this greater knowing and understanding, and this greater wisdom and knowledge of the situation around you. That it's time to take up the responsibility to bring your thoughts to peace and bring them back from this place of heartbreak and hurt. This place of feeling like your heart has been ripped out, or fearing that if you open your heart up, others will just break it because of burdens of the past possibly as well. And, there really could even be, somebody may be focusing on something besides you, and it may be really bothering you because you've put a lot of attention and focus on this person, and it's just basically telling you to rest and take time for self-care, take the time away that you need, take this time of slowness and this time of nothing's really happening to bring yourself into balance and to work on yourself, to gain a new understanding and knowledge of your inner self. Because that's the key to being able to truly know what you want and where you belong. Also working to overcome any kind of obstacles, and realizing that in learning and going through challenges and obstacles, that yes, it's going to be very difficult at times. And you're going to have those moments where things aren't going perfect, but having the determination and willpower to get through this and to overcome them and to learn along the way and to just enjoy the journey as you go. Besides, once you get to the top of the mountain, you still got to go down the other side. And sometimes it takes things that you aren't seeing in order to be able to get to that point, because going back down, you're going to need new tools, different tools than the ones that were present on the way up. And so now's the time to rest and reflect and really take the time to learn and grow and understand your true inner self. so that you can release any burdens, so there can be a new beginning, a new change in perspectives, and a new path forward opening up. And so we have Cobra and the Dragon. Cobra. One thing I'll say about snakes as well is that they shed their old skins, and it's kind of like that shedding of the old to have this transformation, to bring out the new within, being able to release the burdens of whatever's weighing on your heart. Pausing, waiting, the inner teacher. The cobra represents a teacher or a spiritual guardian. The cobra hovers and watches, ever present, ever protecting, ever loving. The essence of the cobra is found deep within us in the form of the inner teacher and manifests externally in those special guides who have led us along our path. What would it feel like to be a student again? What are you ready to learn? Remember the old saying, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. When in balance, a student of life, humble and wise. When out of balance, know-it-all or egocentric. To bring into balance, taking a class or studying. And you know, between that card and the Hierophant and the Three of Pentacles, you may also be somebody who has accumulated a lot of wisdom and a lot of knowledge through trials you have faced. And you may teach others how to find that peace as well. And if you aren't yet, maybe you are meant to in the future, which is why you're going through these trials. So we have Dragon. The spirit cards are a little bit longer than the other ones. Dragon. Seeing one's most true self and balancing the ego. The dragon sees everything. Its essence has been with us since before our first breath, and both of these two cards both have to do with taking ego out of the